Stay a while and listen.
Hello, welcome back to the Freak Show. I know it's been an exceptionally long period of time, but we are back. I am Bumpy McSquiggums. Splootch is here. We're playing Satisfactory, but it's update 3. We didn't quite make it super far the last time around. They did trains and a bunch of different updates. But update 3 brought a whole plethora of new things, and we're going to continue on basically where we left off before. The older versions of the game were no longer compatible with the new update, so we had to start over. So we're roughly the same place we were before. Our base is in the same area, our main base, and then this is where we found coal before, or at least close to it. But things are a little bit different, as we have these giant generator things that, well, they provide us power, but they look a lot different than they used to. I don't remember exactly how far into coal we got before, but we were a bit into it. But now coal and power supplies and all sorts of stuff like that require water and fluids and all sorts of things like that. So we have pipelines. And Splootch is the master plumber now. He knows all there is to know about plumbing and stuff that's plumbing related. So we have that. There's new... The water looks lovely. I think they might have done a graphical overhaul on some of this stuff too. So we have this new water pump thing. There's a new system to travel with. There is a new shop that we can build. There's new ways to research stuff. So there's a whole bunch of new things going on. There's this new biomass stuff here. We have no power on this. Why is our power fluctuating as much as it is?
Probably because there's certain things that are like, while it's making something, then all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah, but I thought we figured all that out. Like that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Remember we?
Where's that mine? Where's that mine at that you were talking about? That we need to.
It's on the way. If you're coming toward our power supply.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopefully getting to the power supply.
You'll see the giant ramp leading up to us.
There's a case. There's a case right here. What's in the case?
Just follow the copper, and then you'll see the road leading up into the sky, and that's where we need to go.
Yeah, that's where the poison thing is and all that.
Yep.
Right at
So there's the Caterium mine, I think, there, and then up here we also have our coal that we need to bring back to the base for refinery purposes. So, yeah, there's a few things. I thought Splootch and I had figured out how to normalize all of our power issues, but it looks like we're still having some problems. It looks like our flow rate is kind of all over the place again, so you might have to redo some of the piping when you get here.
Okay, I'm heading towards a copper mine. Is that where the coal's at?
Yeah, follow the copper mine, and then you'll look off to the left, I'm going to guess.
Did you know there was a pure copper mine closer to our base?
No, because there wasn't.
There is now.
I'm going to imagine it's not any closer.
And there's a pure...
Or it's possible.
What's that? Not limestone. What's the stuff you make concrete on?
Limestone.
It is limestone? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the water does look better, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like you're underneath me for some reason. You don't see the giant thing up in the sky?
Oh, I do see the giant... Well,
yeah, you overshot
that's a needle.
No, not toward the... Look to... Let's see, where are you at?
Okay.
Look to your north.
I'm looking...
Look
yeah,
north.
I remember you were building a thing, so I got to come around the other side of this.
Okay, no, let's get this I feel like you're like completely in the wrong direction. How did you get over to where you're at?
I followed the road.
Like I even have like things that show up, like beacons.
I'm in a weird place here. I wonder if something's gonna come out and eat me.
The beacon, the path to coal and Caterium beacon is where you needed to be heading.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn around.
Anyway, so
Crystal Cave.
You're so far away.
Crystal Cave, path to coal. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't go off that way.
So are you by the water down there?
Yeah, I'll be there in a second. I just get around this hill. Do I got any food on me?
Splootch is bad at navigation. It's okay though.
That's for sure.
He's good at building things. Is this Caterium or is this iron? This looks like iron, but I want to say this is Caterium. I don't have to
find my way around. I just have to. You just point and I build.
It's Caterium.
Okay, there's the poison. So I'm almost at the up ramp.
Oh, you're all the way over there. Okay, I see you. Hi.
Are you up there? Yep, I
Yep.
see now.
I don't know how in the world you overshot this. I mean, it's a giant
I was
structure.
following the other belt.
Yeah, it literally touches this. How did you not see this?
Let me see. I'll tell you when I look over the edge here. Hey, where's our big base?
Straight ahead, needle, straight this way. Like
It doesn't show up on mine.
Oh, it's
The needle part doesn't show up. It's straight in front of me. Okay,
Yeah.
so I followed the belt.
Yeah, how did you miss this?
Oh, I went to the right. I didn't look over here. I went to the right because I was getting some
Oh, okay.
berry things. Okay, so what am I doing now?
We're gonna have to go all the way up to the top of this.
Okay.
This needs to be attached eventually, but this can come later because we're gonna have to attach something else first.
Okay.
So there's a few things that we are still missing that we had before, just due to the nature of the new research. So I think we had the little spiky leg things that made us run faster. We don't have those now. I don't even know how to get those.
You got to do research.
Oh, I know. I know we have to do research. I just don't know what we need to research. Because this is so far away. It's so far away.
That's why if we research the tube,
We will.
we don't have to even have the running things. Just jump in a tube.
But where's the fun in that? And you still have to build it. And you still have to build it.
Yeah.
The tube is fun, though. He's not lying. So, the fast travel tubes, we've got a new car that's really decent, we'll say, on metal foundation like this. Oh, the waterfall looks pretty good, too, over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the fall itself, but the ripple effect of the water above and below it. And the waves coming out from the... Yeah. A little bit of graphical overhaul. It still has some chugging here and there, but it's a bit more optimized than it was before. It's less laggy.
Okay, I'm coming up on the thing right behind you there.
Right, yeah.
What do you want to do?
This is our
Getting
miner.
cold back to our
Yeah,
base?
but before you do that, maybe we can fix this. So, go over
the
here.
power thing? Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Go over
Grab
here. We
a
look
berry.
at. Do we just look at the power here? Yeah, we do. It's not fluctuating wildly, but it's fluctuating, and it shouldn't be. It should be pretty straight.
Well, okay.
So if we look at the water, its flow rate is all over the place, and it's not always full.
But the thing is, that you're looking at consumption, but as far as
Oh,
what
am
we're
I?
producing is steady, right?
Oh, you're right.
See, we're producing
okay.
a steady thing, but as like when something's making
right.
something
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
100%
waiting for
right.
the next thing to come,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I know.
So what's happening with the water here? Let's look at this.
It's,
Well, the water's going to fluctuate because of a couple different reasons. Number one,
as long as that never empties, right? Then we're good.
yeah, if it's pumping, right?
Mhm.
Like this is kind of low. This could use a little boost. We have a thing down there, but it doesn't look like it's
Sorry,
boosting
which one?
it.
Where are you?
I'm near the
Oh.
source of the water up the hill.
Okay,
Okay, so we got that, and then we get into here.
That's fine.
It's still 120.
I was just
100.
looking at the actual blue bubble thing. As long as that's not
here's
empty.
Here's some more to look at. Okay, so where you at? Come over
Right
here and
here.
look at this one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
What's not moving? Oh, there you go.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how it's moving?
Oh yeah, this one is low.
No, but look at how it's moving right in front of me.
Mhm.
So you see it starts on one end and it pulsates to the other. That indicates direction of the water, right? It starts on one end and then it pulsates to the other end. That's the direction of the water. The other thing is how far apart they are is the pressure.
That's just
So
at a
despite-
glance. But if you take a look at this one, this pipeline's not full.
Right. It keeps going up and down, up and
A
down.
little
Okay,
bit,
so,
but if you look at all of the other pipes, they're all full or almost completely full. Oh, this one's getting low too. So
Okay,
it's
hold on
at
a
this
second.
junction here.
I'll do something for you there. Logistics.
Oh, I can't wait till we get at least the cloth.
Oh, I need 2 rotors. You got a thing out here to make
Yeah.
stuff?
It's all
Yeah, right
over here. Yeah. We're a little base
See,
away
we have
from base, and then we have our little deposit here, the SAM ore that doesn't have a use yet. But we're waiting.
Hey,
All
we
right.
don't have to. Wait. There it is.
Rotors?
Say, I know we can make rotors.
Yeah, I know. I've done it. So we'll
So we
take
couldn't
a
have that stuff without it.
So we'll take a look. So they have the awesome sink, which is essentially this thing that you build. I think you can probably build multiples. And basically you feed it resources or completely constructed things or whatever. You feed it things on a conveyor belt. It goes in and it starts ticking up points. Just a multitude of points start coming in. And then when you get a certain amount of points, you get a ticket. And then you get a multitude of tickets, and then you can spend those tickets at the Awesome Shop. So we have all this going on back at the main base. Unfortunately, I think I might have added something to process the copper that we had coming in, but I might not have. I can't remember 100%. I know I was going to do it. I'm just not sure if I did do it. But essentially, the more refined and like fancier, more parts and everything, the more points you get per. So just bringing in raw copper, it was just like 1 point every single time something came in. So it starts to cost a lot of points to get additional tickets. And then we have the MAM, which is the Molecular Analysis Machine. So if you guys recall, back in the day, or in the last episode if you're watching it fresh, we had a computer that was inside of our hub, where we would go in and we'd like give it a berry and it would tell us a bunch of stuff, and then we'd get things and junk and stuff. And basically that's how we researched things back in the day. Now we have the MAM, which is totally different. It has kind of almost like a skill tree from a lot of RPG games of how you unlock stuff. So there's like an unlock tree. So you feed it one thing, and then it wants 3 things, and then it branches out to this other spot, and then you keep going, you keep going. So it's a bit different. So what have you done? Did you add another pump?
I had a pump, but it didn't help. We got to do a little bit of other stuff here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything.
Now sometimes I've actually taken pumps out.
Did you add power?
Things.
You did.
Yeah, I have power to the pump. Sometimes taking a pump out actually helps. So let me try something here. Take this one out, and I want to take this one out, and I want to see what happens.
They also added the ability to
I didn't
slide.
mean to take the pipe out.
Yeah, the ability to slide too. Oh, I want to get under
Let's see
that.
what's happening.
Oh, I want to get under this. That's kind of neat. Gives you a little bit of extra options, maneuvering around things that are too low to get under. You just slide your way under.
Where I put that pump,
Uh-huh.
right? Where I took both pumps away, and I actually have more pressure than I had before.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's weird how that works. It has to do with flow and everything else, but the pulsating thing, I thought we had that fixed before. Now it's still doing it.
Oh, this one's still low. This pipe.
I know, we're still pulsating. Let me look at how we got this branching around. We got this branching around kind of screwy looking.
Yeah, you do. You put like 2 different.
I need to straighten this out. So we might lose power here in a minute. I'm going to do a little bit of modifications here.
Not a big deal.
Let's change this. I don't like this being up the hill.
Well, it's good. It has to go up the hill.
No, I mean, I don't like it being up in the air. I want it to be level with where it's going. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be raised above.
Oh, just as little bit of an increase as possible.
Yeah. So I want it low like this.
Yeah. Oh, why didn't you make it straight? Oh, that's fine.
Is it straight?
Well, you if you hold control, it shows you the blue line, and you can attach. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so let's see. So
didn't you have a? Oh, you attached it to the pump that's down there. All right.
I'm gonna redo this whole thing. So
that's fine.
Go ahead and do what you need to do while I redo this. And once I'm done, you'll get a better idea what's going on.
I'm gonna head back to base. Is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna let him continue to work on this. I'll show off the base. Basically, this is a reassessing, getting refamiliarized with what's going on, and then in the following episodes we'll have a plan a little bit more. But right now it's just kind of a showcase of what's what and getting us started on the things that we need. So what we'll be adding from there before we. Like he's fixing all the water and everything else, the flow pressure and whatnot. We're going to be adding the coal to come down a pipeline this way. And by pipeline, I mean an actual conveyor belt. It will hook up with, we'll have the stacking things. I think we have those unlocked. Basically, we'll have the stacking power, and we'll hook up with the Caterium ore over here, and then we'll bring them both back into the base. And we'll have some good stuff going on there. You'll see some random things that we used to have built over here to help us build this ridiculous long thing to get to where we need to go. I think this thing just takes us up and over just specifically to avoid the poison that is over there, though it's just from the flowery plants. I don't know if we necessarily needed to go up and over. And then this heads down and eventually connects back into our power line system. Off to our left we have our copper ore, which is over there somewhere. And Splootch seems to think there was something potentially closer. It might be slightly closer. Copper, but I know there were a couple.
If you run along there, you'll see it.
I know there was a couple copper mines that were pretty close to each other, so it's possible, but meh. I say meh. Anyway, we're gonna hop here on the copper train, bloop, and we're gonna ride it on back into. And yes, this is super inefficient. This was done just real quick, randomly, at some point. It could have been straightened out a lot and shortened, and I mean, I've even redone a little bit of this along the way, but this was just to get us started. If you guys recall, before we had our copper on a normal mine somewhere in the middle of the chaos that's over there. But now we have it on a pure mine, and it's totally not straight coming back in, but it's okay. We've accepted it, and we've moved on. I just heard the power cycle off.
Yeah, this is me doing my
That's okay.
funky monkey stuff here.
The funky monkey chicken.
Get underneath here.
Alright, so we're nearly back to the base. You see our space elevators sitting out there floating on a platform that's attached with like a single thing. In fact, we could probably even detach it from our base if we wanted to, but eh. So, here's our base. It is lovely nighttime. We have all of our iron and stuff being brought in from over here. Everything's off right now, so you won't see anything coming through. But all of our iron's coming through these two mines. They're both pure. And if we need more iron, we have on the opposite side of this, I think 3 or 4 mines that can be tapped for iron. This basically comes in, splits 3 ways on both of these. And it feeds on through. And the power just come back on?
Yep, I just flipped it.
Okay. Feeds on through after it gets smelted down into various other different things. Here it splits again, though I don't know why. What is this? And right now all of our stuff is real slow. We have tier 1 belts on almost everything at this point. So we have most of our productions over here. Now this is again a temporary base. I believe we told you guys that before. But it's to get everything up and running, get started. It's going to look pretty meh. But we got some work to do before we can really build a nice, beautiful, lovely base. It just cycled off again.
Yeah, I gotta figure out why now. I must be not getting enough water. We should really need those jumping things. It's hard to jump over stuff.
Yeah, I know. Alright,
Okay,
so
let's see.
some new stuff. So this is the copper that's coming in. You know what? I don't think I did add anything to it. So copper's coming in. It's going over here. It's getting fed into the awesome sink once it's running. And the awesome sink, then power keeps cycling on and off.
I know, it's me flipping it.
If you need to, you can turn on the biofuel thing down there. Just
But I think I'm going to do is
running.
I'm just going to disconnect this from the grid over here for a minute and then power this on so I can get this going up full pressure and everything. And then once I have full pressure, then I'll hook the line back up. So give me a couple seconds here.
Uh-huh. Whatever he said. It's fine. We agree. Okay. So, once he's got all that done, we can show you guys all the different shops. We have this cool new vehicle that I really want to get and show you guys, but it's not going to serve us a lot of good right now, so we're going to have to wait. Basically, only when we have foundation, the little metal flooring in, can that be really viable. Otherwise, it's just a big, giant waste of life and existence. Alright, so over here, this is the new MAM machine. And this allows us to scan hard drives just like we were able to before. Alien organisms, we can learn how to craft various different things, and then sometimes we'll have to feed other stuff in, like the rebar gun. What is this? Object scanner improvements. Can't afford that. We need a few various different things there. The medical inhaler, not really what I'm after. The Caterium, I think, is the thing that we need. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make these ingots real quick, and then that might solve us all of our little issues, except I don't think I can make Caterium ingots. Oh, you know what? I think that's teaching me how to make Caterium ingots. That's what it is. Yeah. Alright, and Splootch. There it is. And now we can make quick wire, which requires the ingots, which I can now make. And she should start talking to us about Caterium here, I think. Or not. So,
dang it.
Kind of the same, but a little bit different. a little bit more into the research, and the research is thought out a little bit more. It's a little bit more fleshed out. Like I said, they've added a bunch of stuff. Trains and nuclear power and all that stuff was available in like the last patch before this big update. But yeah, this update has added a lot and changed a lot of things, and it's for the better, I dare say. What say you, good sir? Do you like the changes?
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Makes more sense with the things that are going on.
you have a lot of things you can do that you could never really do before, which makes it a lot nicer.
Did we leave any Caterium laying around? Because I'm not going to have enough for what I need.
I couldn't tell you.
So yeah, basically we spent a few hours playing back up to this point. And again, it's close to where we were, but probably not exactly the same spot. Alright, I found the tickets. They are in the main thing.
They're in the little...
Yeah, where I told you they were, and you're like, I don't see them.
They didn't show up for me. I don't know why.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You believe that, ladies and gentlemen? It didn't show up for me. I'm kidding. I mean, they are there. I'm not kidding about that part. I'm just kidding about the mockery.
Hey, what the heck? I keep having things... Now, this is something when you play with multiple players. I have things that disappear and they come back a lot of times, which is kind of strange.
What in,
Like, right now, I put a pipe in place, and I turn around, I look at the pipe, it's not there.
Oh, that's weird.
And I just put it there.
I gotta run all the way back and mine some more Caterium. Oh, it's the worst.
Okay, now I'm building up my water pressure. Let's see if I can get it up to where I want it to be.
Do.
Okay, so that's pretty full. Let's look at it on this side. What do we got on this side?
Well, here's the question. Is it going to be better for us to build a second water pump thing? And then that way you don't have to split the one into like 12 different ones?
It's possibly we might have to go that route.
It doesn't seem like you have to, but maybe we do. I don't know. You're the water expert. Remember, you're basically Mario.
Usually I had a lot better luck on my base with water than here. For some reason, this is doing some weird stuff here. So let's see. What do I have without that in place? Okay, now my flow went way up.
It's right there. I see it.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we got over here. So over here, we got water here.
Ooh.
And how about over here? We got water here. We got 29 there. We got only about 5 there. That's not too cool. Need some more water in the middle here.
There we go. Made that nice casual little jump, and hello, Caterium. Oh no.
Oh no. It doesn't sound good.
Those dumb bug things respawned over by the Caterium mine.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Since when do they respawn?
My old base, my thing, my base, they do it to me all the time. Let's get water. So what are we doing? We're pumping all the juice now. Let's see if we can get it to work now. Okay, so hook this back up. Okay, see if power is going to stay going now.
We'll find out here in a minute.
Did you get power yet?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything. But I'm kind of in a weird place, so I don't know. I'm not really necessarily right at a place that has power.
The water is still fluctuating more than I like.
Production, craft bench. Darn it, I don't have enough. Oh, we're gonna get a whole bunch of Caterium. Actually, can't I just get Caterium out of this? Yeah, I totally can. Oh, I just heard. Oh, that's because I took the Caterium out of the thing. Alright. Yeah, it sounds like the power's back on. Alright, we are leaping back on to the copper train.
The fluctuation here I'm not too keen with.
Commander Keen?
That's right.
I think that's a thing Mutana used to play. Commander Keen. Sounds like something he would play, doesn't it?
Yep.
That Tanat of the Mew variety.
Yep. Okay, let's try.
So much running.
Let's see, what can we make here?
So I think what you guys will see the next time we're in, we'll have all of our, what are these things? Conveyor belts run back. I don't know why I always forget what they're called. All the conveyor belts run back for the coal. We'll also have the Caterium back over here coming in and probably just turning it into the quick wire or whatever. I don't know, some other stuff. We also have things like, you'll see on the right-hand side, copper sheet. There's a lot of just other basic things, recipes and supplies that we need for stuff. So, again, they generally don't do a lot of... Let's see, it's hard to explain. So, this is technically the third, we'll say, update. But oftentimes they'll do, like, smaller patches in between. But generally speaking, they do, like, massive, huge changes in like big chunks of stuff, and it's like over long periods of time. So instead of getting like 40 new patches, you might get 2 or 3 that add some new stuff, and then you're gonna get, you know, like 3 to 6 months down the line, you're gonna get a massive patch that changes like the entire game basically. So just stuff to be aware of. All right, so the awesome sink is here. We have 3 printable coupons. I'll print those bad boys out. There we are. How do I take it? Just double click it? Double click it.
Yep.
And somewhere we should have some copper coming in. There it is. Just now entering.
What I've added was I've added a tank in the middle of all this stuff. But I'd like to have more water pumping into this. Let's look at what we got down here. What we got going in here?
So I'm looking at the awesome shop. So you want attachments, right? Or
I
no?
want attachments for what?
We don't need the awesome shop for the tubes, right? We just need other things. That's just something that we build.
There's 2 different things. There's the different tiers that you open up from the base.
Yeah, that's
right?
not the awesome shop. Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, you're like, we need to go to the awesome shop. We don't need to go to the awesome shop for that. That's just if we wanted wall-mounted tube things, which is fine. We'll get those eventually. All right, so there's still the milestones need to be done. We got to get 50 of the modular frames, 150 rotors, I guess, maybe. Not sure what those are. 300 of the concrete and 1,000 copper wire. We should have most of that, actually. Alright, Caterium, I think we are done. We can start the research there, and boom. Yay!
Quick wire.
Quick wire is available. We have to make a bunch of quick wire to do something. What else do we have?
We have the water pumping in. Is this thing on or is this off? This is off. Okay, good.
What is this? Oh, it gives us 5 inventory slots? That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that was one of the things I liked, is that keep adding more inventory slots so you can actually do stuff.
Oh, I used to do that automatically. We still don't have any of the cool stuff here. We got the color gun, object scanner, portable miner, Xeno zapper. We don't have the big.
What about the long
one.
zapper? Is that the Xeno zapper,
no,
the long one?
No, it's not.
That's the one we really need to get. Okay, so you want me to bring the coal down to the base?
Sure.
I believe that's what we said last, right?
I believe that is what we said last. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But it might be true. Alright, let's go over here. This is where our concrete's coming on in. We can get a whole bunch of that.
Is it alright for me to run it down the...
Yeah. Maybe... And do we have the stackable things? I think we do, right?
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to do it that way.
Yeah, but you're gonna... At least at one point where you're gonna need them, because we are gonna have the Caterium coming in too.
Is it behind this point?
You're gonna be running into the Caterium on the way through.
Okay, once I get to the other place, then I'll do stackable. But if from here, I was gonna do the coal.
Yeah. Splootch and his lack of organizational skills. I'm kidding. All right. Let's go ahead and deposit these things in here. Okay, I need some more copper wire. So we're going to accomplish something before the end of this. That is not where the copper goes. This is where the copper goes. Cool, cool. And then what's going on over here? Oh, we're making... Okay. And then that's the foil. Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and dump the copper wires in. Did we...
And we're bringing the coal back to make steel. Is that what we're doing?
I believe so. I don't think we're at the point where we need to do that yet, but since we got the coal, we figured we might as well pipe it in. Ooh, we do have a fair few of these things. Nice.
And if we have water near our base, we could actually use it to throw another generator in there if you really wanted.
Yep. I don't know that we have water near the base, but we can always pipe it in. Alright, looking around, I don't know how to make modular frames, and I don't know how to make rotors. I think modular frames I can make them.
You can make both of them.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I have to make a whole bunch of these, but I have a whole bunch of materials to do so. And I guess that's probably just about going to do it for the episode. So, like I said, base might look a little bit different. Some slight different choices, but it's in the same place. And you try to make it as seamless as possible, considering the big update and having to start over. But honestly, considering the hundreds upon hundreds of hours Splootch has put into the game, and I've put in probably hundreds of hours too, to be honest, this is the first time since we've been playing for, what, over a year, that there was a patch update that we actually had to restart everything. So that's not too bad for updating. Generally, games don't, they're not quite that good when it comes to doing things like that. So this is where we stuck the space elevator, or space needle if you prefer. And yeah, it's okay. Just out here, you know, not taking up space over by our base. And again, all temporary stuff right now. We plan to, I don't know exactly what we plan to do, but we plan to do something different than what we have right now. So when you next see us, hopefully things are looking a little bit better. We'll have all the resources and stuff we need back at the base, and we'll be able to continue on from there. Any final thoughts, good sir?
No, I think we're just need to move along a little bit more so we can show more things to make and how to, you know, like the biggest challenge right now is those guys that shoot out fire in it. Really hard to kill them when you have this little zap stick or little poke.
It's fine. They like to get little zappy zaps. Makes them smile. And then, you know, a happy beastie is a dead beastie. That's what I always say. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye.
All right.